fairly nice spark. What was that?
Boom.
It's funny, I picked this up and I can feel it discharge through my. I think it's everything here. See, my mistake that I always make is I always assume that the cable's going to conduct at this sort of voltage. So I put the Leyden jar, I'm afraid to put the Leyden jar on the table. I always try to disassemble it in my hand. Bad idea. That's invariably how I shock myself. That's how I shocked myself a couple of minutes ago. The table apparently is a fairly good insulator, so if I do that, we're perfectly fine. They need to grab that. Does anybody want to hold on to it? See, the same. I haven't killed anybody yet, as far as you know. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, just totally, absolutely safe. And then, actually, before I can get that piece from you, I have this fear. I just have a feeling I don't want to touch both of those at the same time. You can actually hear a little sizzle as it goes in, and that's your sign that hey, you know, it might actually work. Actually, this particular demo seems to be very susceptible to the humidity. If it's really humid out, this demo doesn't work really well because I get discharge in the air and that sort of thing. Today seems to be a pretty good day for it. Not a bad choice. Speaking of crow discharge, I've never actually played with this, but they say it's fine. Put it on top and watch it spin. So what's happening is there's discharge from the tips of the metal to the air. What's discharge? DMDT. What's DMDT? A thrust force. There's an electrical thrust force driving that propeller around along the top, which is kind of cool. Okay. You may have heard recently that somebody thinks that they've invented an engine or a motor, or like a rocket engine, I guess, that could take people to the moon, to Mars, like in, I think they said 6 weeks or something like that. It's an electrical propulsion system. Not really like this, but it would be, there we go. It uses microwaves, but kind of the same idea, whereby injecting charge, you've got this DMDT that accelerates the rocket forward. You'd say, well, that's not a very large force. It's not. The advantage is not so much that you get a large force, more that you have much, much less mass. Rocket fuel has a very low energy density. Batteries have a relatively high energy density. So if you can power a microwave to put this up here and discharge the sphere, what you should see, your hair should have gone, and then it would start building up again, and then it would discharge and come down. So when we had all those 10-year-old kids over at my house, my son was up here, with his hands on the Vandegraaff generator. I thought it'd be funny, and I went zap. Oh man, no, zap, zap. Yeah. Next thing you know, all 15 boys were at the same time. And that's when I realized it's really good to have help. Because, yeah, like I'm a role model, like I'm an authority figure telling them to stop, right? So. Okay, I'm just curious. Oh, that's interesting. That don't get any effect like that. Slows, but sort of hard to see. There's still a lot of inertia.